I'm sitting here with Dan from Placense, and we're discussing the opportunity to do a remote internship because the new Kibbutz program has been on hold for the past 4 months due to the COVID-19 situation. I would like to hear from Dan what he thinks about it because he was the first one to actually take in a remote intern.
So I think it's great, and I'll start from the end, and I'll say that we have been privileged with, in the past year and a half, to have about 6 interns, I believe, from the new kibbutz. Out of the 6, 3 became full-time employees. We became family and fell in love, and it was great. And I actually think that the remote option works really well. Anyway, we work remotely. Anyway, Zoom is the main tool that we have been using. And anyway, besides the need or the want to be in Tel Aviv, which is currently impossible, the goal of these internships is to have a better understanding of what is this strange animal called a startup.
And so you said, how many interns are part of your main team now?
So now part of the main team, we have 3.
Okay. And they work from Germany?
They do. They work from Germany. Max became our data protection officer and is also leading our marketing. Jan is doing our customer success. Lenny is doing a lot of content and marketing communication, and just great people.
And how does it work with them being so far away, you're being here? What are the tools that you're using in order to make this work?
So we're using the regular online tools, Zoom or Hangout, but we try to make it at least on a daily basis. So we have a very close connection. And what we also try to do is have the teams meet where they can. So the guys in Aachen go and meet and have dinner together. And then we have the people from Tel Aviv coming to my place to have dinner. And then we have a Zoom dinner kind of thing, which helps a lot. But because 100% of our business is currently in Germany, then all of them have a very extensive interaction with our customers as well.
Maybe briefly mention what Placense does.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So to cut a long story short, we are kind of a Google Analytics for the physical world, meaning that metrics that up to now have been available just online, understanding how many people go to a site, where do they come from, what are their interests, etc., 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 are the type of metrics that we are now able to bring to the physical world. So our customers will be retailers, real estate companies, consultancy firms, and with Placense, they can just take any address and get very in-depth information about user flows, customer journeys, and information which is important for their decision making.
Interesting. And tell me about the first intern that you took in remotely. How did you start with her? Were there any difficulties?
So the onboarding process was a regular onboarding process where before starting the internship, we tried to give as much information as we can about the company. We had a few meetings to understand what her needs are and what are her aspirations from this internship to make sure that we can fulfill them. And then based on those aspirations, we made sure that she's part of the team that would allow her to fulfill those needs and the things that she wanted to learn. And it was a very easy onboarding. She joined, and from day one, she joined our daily meetings and our smaller meetings. She was thrown directly into the water, to the deep water, to say, okay, this is what needs to be done. Go get it. We loved the time with her, and I think she enjoyed the time with us as well. It was prosperous for everyone.
Amazing. So if you're sitting out there and you're stuck with nothing because your internship abroad was canceled, I also want you to hear some quotes from our previous interns who are now working at Placense still. Thank you, Dan, for your insights.
Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you, if not in Tel Aviv in the time, near time, then definitely online.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Lenny, and I wanted to tell you about my experience of working at a startup in Israel. So basically, at the time, I was studying in China, and my goal for the holidays was to travel Israel, but to also work at the same time. So when I discovered the new Kibbutz program, I got really excited and I applied immediately. So when they connected me to a startup, I wasn't actually sure about it at first if this was what I wanted. But my colleague Jan, who you'll also see in this video, gave me a call and he talked for a long time about how amazing his experience had been. And he said, "Look, Linny, I have nothing to gain from this, but I can only recommend you to go and you won't regret it at all." So I kind of took up the challenge and I went and it exceeded my expectations. From day one, I had so much responsibility. My colleagues actually became family. That's what we like to call it. And it really is true. And so through all these great experiences, I decided I wanted to keep working for Placense remotely online, even though I had to move back to China for my studies. Um, so basically, when Corona came about, the only change for me was that I now work remotely from Germany instead of from China, but I could still see everyone every day. And while I won't lie, there's nothing better than being with the people in real life and having them next to you. Honestly, seeing them virtually and talking every day is the next best thing. It gives me a purpose to be working in life. It's exciting work every day, and I get to talk to the people that I've come to really appreciate. That extra freedom that working online gives me has actually been a blessing. Last year I traveled to Guatemala and was still working some hours online just to get some money in at the same time. I recently moved to Rotterdam in the Netherlands and just kept working from there because I could explore the country in the evenings on the weekend, but still work at the same time. So honestly, it's an opportunity. I would say it's making an opportunity out of this challenge, and I can only recommend you to do it, to try it, to just go for it.
Hi guys, this is Jan, and I'm working for Placense, an Israeli startup, now for more than 1.5 years. It all started with an internship that I did, facilitated by the new Kibbutz Program. And if you ever wondered whether it's true that Israel is the startup nation, I can assure you it is. And I'll tell you why. Which is also the reason why I stayed with Placense even after my internships to work remotely from Germany, which is working great, by the way. First is the innovative mindset, always challenging the status quo. That's what the Israeli entrepreneurs do, and it's working great. Second is being very fast about it, works as well. And third, maybe the most important reason for me to stay with Placense is that the startups give great responsibilities, real responsibility to each and every team member. Which makes me now customer success manager at Placense. And I can tell you it's a great experience to work in such an innovative and fast moving environment. It's totally worth it doing an internship in an Israeli startup, even remotely. Because from my experience, once you're part of the team, you really are a family. And that's not just something that is said to make you feel comfortable, it's really true. So why don't you just try it out and do an internship remotely?
Hi everyone, I'm Andra, a student from Germany, and about 3 months ago I decided to do an online internship with Placense due to COVID-19 and all the restrictions. And I definitely want to share a positive experience with you doing an online internship. Since day one, I felt super integrated into the team and I was quickly getting into the content Placense is working on. And what it actually made it so easy for me was that we had daily routines in the morning and after lunchtime as well. So there was communication during the whole day and I never felt working alone on any tasks. And what we actually did was always teamwork. One of the great experience, of course, was that I already had the chance to meet the guys who are also working from Germany and we spent some great time together. And I definitely plan to go to Israel when everything is getting back to normal and meet everyone over there and work with Placense again. I learned a lot during my internship and I made so great experience with that. I would definitely recommend to you doing an online internship and make great experience as well.
Everyone, I'm Max and exactly 3 years ago I joined Placense and the new Kibbutz program myself. At first, I was very skeptical if this is the right thing, but my skepticism soon turned into passion when I went to Israel and met my daytime family called Placense. And it's now actually part of my daily life, my daily routine, because I'm now working with them full time. How did I get to that? My colleagues in Israel showed me around everywhere from day one. We went camping together, we went to different food places, we went to the beach in Tel Aviv. And overall, the food, the mood, the people, the vibes is just unlike any other place I've ever seen. So I definitely can recommend it, and you should just check it out yourself.